Hello student, this video it's especially for class 10. Okay, for current electricity it's very helpful for those who are preparing for CBSE board exam, CBSE exam. Okay, so current electricity, so this chapter I am going to give a full review for this chapter. Okay, current is equal to rate of flow of charge. So define current. It's a current is defined as the rate of flow of charge. So define 1 ampere. 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulombs by 1 second. Okay. So define current is the rate of flow of charge, and define 1 ampere is the 1 coulombs per second. Okay. The unit of SI unit of current is ampere. The another thing, potential. So potential difference. Voltage potential, we can call it is a voltage. Okay, potential is defined as the work done bringing the charge from infinity to 1 point. So work done bringing a unit positive charge from infinite to 1 point, we can call it is a potential. So infinite to 1 point, we can call it is a potential. 1 point to another point, we can call it is a potential difference. Okay, the thing is, the relation between current and voltage is going to explain with Ohm's law. So Ohm's law says applied potential difference is directly proportional to the current. Applied potential difference is directly proportional to the current at constant temperature. So when we are removing the directly proportional, we should include the constant, that is called R is equal to I. So V is equal to IR. So R is equal to V by I. So as we know, the resistance SI unit will be ohms, volt SI unit will be volt, current SI unit will be ampere. In case in exam they asked define 1 ohms, 1 ohms is defined as the 1 volt per ampere. The same thing, define 1 volt, 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per 1 coulombs, because work done is the energy, it's called joule. SI unit will be joule, the charge SI unit will be coulombs. Okay, current is the rate of flow of charge, voltage is the work done per unit charge, and Ohm's law is voltage is directly proportional to the current. Yeah, so Ohm's law we got R is equal to V by I. Okay, so then ohmic and non-ohmic resistance. Ohmic which one obeys Ohm's law, non-ohmic which is not going to obey the Ohm's law. Okay, in case the metal which one is going to obey the Ohm's law, and in case we are taken as a diode, it's going to produce as a non-ohmic. See here, ohmic's graph, V is directly proportional to I. It is a ohmic graph, straight linear graph, you will get it. Okay, the another thing, the same thing, V versus I, non-linear graph which is not going to be obey Ohm's law, we will get as a non-linear graph. Okay, so this slope we can take it as a del I by del V. Okay, the slope of the graph is going to tell us it's del I by del V, it is 1 by resistance. Okay, so 1 by slope is going to tell us is the resistance. Okay, so it is a static resistance, and here it's a non-ohmic. Okay, it is which one is going to produce by the diode and transistor. This type of slope is going to represent as a dynamic resistance del I by del V. It's a 1 by slope, we can call it is a resistance. Okay, it is a ohmic graph which one is going to obey the Ohm's law. Its example is the metal. It's a non-ohmic graph. Okay, it's non-linear graph which one is not going to obey the Ohm's law. Okay, so when the graph is linear, it's going to obey Ohm's law. Okay, the same thing I'm going to tell you how to prove the Ohm's law. See, we have to take it as a simple circuit. Okay, which is constructed by the battery, rheostat, Rheostat, which one device is going to control the voltage. And voltage divider also, the other name variable resistance rheostat we can call it is it's a voltage controller. Resistance, voltmeter and ammeter. So it is a simple circuit which one we are going to use to verify the Ohm's law. Okay, so applied voltage versus current I am going to measure. Okay, the same, this two graph this two data is going to show us a linear graph which one going to obey the Ohm's law. Okay, where it's an example data 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The same value current is we are going to get some value. Okay, it is 1, 2, 4. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the resistance will be, resistance is equal to V by I. From the graph, del V by del I, it's a 1 by slope. Okay, it's 2 by 1, 2 ohms, 4 by 2, 2 ohms, 6 by 3, 2 ohms, 8 by 4, 2 ohms, 10 by 5, 2 ohms. The resistance will be the constant. That means your Ohm's law, it's verified. Okay, so R is going to show as a constant value because V is directly proportional to I. Okay, R is a equality constant. Yeah, again we are going to learn factor affecting the resistance. Okay, the factor affecting resistance will be, factor affecting resistance is directly proportional to length. In the first case, if the more length is there, the resistance is going to offer more. Okay, the second thing, resistance inversely proportional to area. If more area is there, resistance will be the less. Okay, and the another thing, nature and temperature. Nature, it's a good conductor have the bad resistance. Okay, it's going to offer the more good conductor going to offer the less resistance. The another thing, bad conductor going to offer the more resistance. Okay, the another thing, temperature, if temperature increase, the resistance also going to be a increase. Okay, so this is the four factors affecting the resistance. Now we will see resistivity. Resistivity simple we can call it is a rho. Rho is the symbol. Okay, so I am going to derive how the resistivity formula is derived. R is directly proportional to L, inversely proportional to A. So R is directly proportional to L, inversely proportional to A. When we are removing the directly proportional, we should include the constant. Here constant we can call resistivity. The symbol we can call it is a rho L by A. So rho is equal to R A by L. The SI unit of R will be, I am going to calculate SI unit of resistivity. Okay, the SI unit of R will be ohms. Area will be meter square because length into breadth only area. Meter into meter we are going to get as a meter square divided by meter. Get cancelled. So we will get it, SI unit of resistivity will be ohm meter. The formula of the rho will be RA by L. Okay, so I will show you the next thing. I am going to tell you what is conductivity. So conductivity is inversely proportional to the resistivity. Sigma is inversely proportional to rho. That means SI unit of conductivity will be ohm inverse meter inverse. Okay, the SI unit of conductivity will be ohm inverse and meter inverse. Sometimes ohm inverse we can call it is mho also. Okay, mho meter inverse. Okay, the next thing we are going to calculate energy and power. Energy is called work done. So voltage is equal to work done by charge. So work done is equal to voltage into charge. Work done is also called energy. So as we know, current is equal to charge by time. Charge is equal to current into time. So instead of writing charge, you can write as a work done is equal to V I T. So this is the formula for energy. We got the first formula, energy is equal to VIT. So as we know Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So V is equal to IR So that means E is equal to energy. Energy is equal to I R I T. So we'll get as a I square RT as the another formula for the energy. Okay. As we know, I is equal to, according to the Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R. Substitute this in the above equation. We will get as the energy is equal to V square by R square R into T. This getting cancelled. So that means we'll get V square by R into T. So we got energy formula. It's a three main formula. Energy is equal to V I T. Another one I square R T. Another one V square by R into T. We got four formulas for the energy. Again, I am going to teach you how to calculate the formula for the power. Okay, three formulas for the power. So power is equal to energy by time. Power is equal to energy by time. So we know energy is a VI. So that means power is equal to VIT divided by T. T get cancelled. The power is equal to VI. So first formula, it's a VI. The second formula divided by T, we will get it as a I square R. The third formula, power is equal to V square by R. So we have three formulas for the energy and three formulas for the power. Okay, the three formula VIT, I square RT and V square by R into T is a energy formula. Power formula VI, I square R and V square by R. Okay, how the question will be asked in your board exam. Okay, in case they will ask you to write the relation between P, V and R. Okay, you can write P is equal to V square by R. Very simple question only they will ask from this topic. Okay, so again now we learned three formulas for energy, three formulas for power. Now what is kWh? Kilowatt hour. kWh is a kilowatt hour. Okay, so it is the energy of the it is a SI unit of energy. It's a unit of the energy. Okay, usually in electricity we'll call 3 unit, 4 unit we spend, 5 unit we spend. They are talking about kWh. Okay, kWh is a kilowatt hour. Okay, 1 kilowatt is a 1000 watt. 1 hour is a 3600 second. So watt second is going to tell us 3.6 into 10 power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and one more decimal 10 power 6 watt second. Okay, watt second we are going to get as a power is the energy by time. So that means power is a watt, energy is a joule, time is a second. So joule is equal to watt second. That means watt second as the energy. That means watt second is a 3.6 into 10 power 6 joules. Okay, so we learned what is a 1 kWh also. Okay, again now I am going to tell you what is a Joule's law of heating. So Joule's law of heating, one of the formulas we learned is the I square RT. So energy is equal to I square RT. Joule's law of heating, how to state the Joule's law of heating? Energy is directly proportional to squaring of current, the first statement. The second statement, energy is directly proportional to the resistance. The third one, energy directly proportional to the time. That means only the current is a squaring time, resistance and the time will be the directly proportional. Okay, so if current increase twice, the energy will be going to be increased as the 4 times because of the squaring of current. If resistance increase twice, the energy will be increasing as a twice time. Yeah. Next, I am going to teach you the resistance in series and the resistance in parallel. Okay, so resistance in series, 3 resistance connected in series. And take an example as a 3 resistance. You can take it 4 also. Otherwise, you can explain with 2 resistance also. Resistance I connected in series. Okay. So in series the current is a constant. In parallel voltage is a constant. That means here it is a V1 voltage. Here it is a V2 voltage. Here it is a V3 voltage. As we know, voltage is not constant here. So total voltage is equal to V1, V2, V3. So V is equal to IR. That means IR total, because I is constant, IR1, IR2, IR3. So all the current is a constant here, because in series the good current is constant. All the current is getting cancelled. The R in series R1 plus R2 plus R3. The same thing, 3 resistance I am going to connect in parallel. So like this. We have taken as a 3 resistance in parallel, R1, R2, R3. So in parallel, voltage is constant. So that means here it is a I1 current, I2 current, I3 current. From the battery, I current is going to come. Out also, I current is going to go. But in between I1, I2, I3 is going to split. Okay. So the total current, I net value will be I1 plus I2 plus I3. I is equal to V by R according to Ohm's law. Okay. Here it is a V by R total. That means parallel. V by R1, V by R2, V by R3. All V is getting cancelled. So 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Okay. So it is a resistance connected in series. It's a resistance connected in parallel. Okay. I want to tell you, when the resistance is in parallel, the resistance will be less. Okay. That is the reason parallel connection have the more advantage than series connection. Okay. The advantage of parallel connection, voltage will be the constant. And if one device spoiled also, other will be worked properly. Okay. And its resistance will be the less. The 3 point, one is the voltage is constant, another one is if one resistance, one device is get spoiled also, another will be worked properly. The another thing, its resistance will be less. Okay. These are the 3 advantage of the parallel connection. That is the reason in our house we connected as the parallel connection. Our household circuit is a parallel connection because of this reason. Okay. The next thing I want to tell you. Okay. So most famous thing they will ask in your CBSE problem. Okay. The problem will be asked if the length of the wire is became double. Okay. The length of the wire is became double. What is the new resistance? Okay. So the resistance will be rho times of L. It's L by A. Okay. Rho times of L by A. If the length is become twice, the new resistance will be rho times of 2L by A. That means 2 times of old resistance. The new resistance will be 2 times of old resistance. Okay. Again, I want to do with another thing. If the length is stretched double the time, that means the area is going to decrease of the time. So R is equal to rho L by A. In this case, length is stretched double the time. So R dash is equal to rho L 2 times of L A by 2. That means 4 times of rho L by A. So it's going to be 4 times of old value. Okay, whatever the R value is there, it's going to increase as the 4 times. In case the length is stretched as the N time, okay, so R is equal to rho times of L by A. N time is stretched, the new resistance will be rho times of NL divided by area will be decreased as the N time. That means this N will go to the numerator, you will get it as a N square rho by A. That means new resistance will be N square times of old resistance. That means wire is stretched 4 times, the new resistance will be 16 times because N square will be 16 times. If wire is stretched 8 times, 8 square will be 64 times, the new resistance will be increasing. Okay. The another thing they can ask, they will give you the dia, and if dia will be 0.3 mm, okay, and the resistance will be 4 ohms, okay, and the length of the wire will be 1 meter. They will ask the resistivity. Okay. The resistivity is equal to R times of A by L. So R is given as a 4, L is given as a 1, but instead of area they are given as a dia. So dia we can take it as a pi R square divided by L. Okay. Dia divided by 2 will get as a radius, and millimeter we have to convert as a meter, 0.3 into 10 power 3 meter. Okay. So we'll get how much radius, then we can do the formula. So we know R, it is a 4 ohms. We know pi is a 3.14. R square is a 0.3 divided by 2 into 10 power minus 3 whole square. It is the resistance. Okay. The length will be 1 meter. This calculation we are going to get the resistivity. One more thing, the length of the wire is stretched N time. How much resistivity will be changing? The resistivity will be constant. How many times you stretch the wire also, the resistivity is not going to change. only the resistance will be changing. Okay, have it in idea, the wire is stretched, the resistance is not going to change, only the resistance will be changing, resistivity will be constant. Okay, thank you.